Hey y'all, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and today I want to talk about how I think YouTube affects my photography. The intro is a little bit vague, I guess you could say, but the point of the intro is, does me having a YouTube channel improve my photography or deter from it? And I've been thinking about this for a while. I've really been thinking about it a while. I've made a YouTube video or two kind of touching on this, and I've made one like about Instagram, similar to it. But the question got posed, does starting a YouTube channel make you a better photographer or even so much a videographer? And the answer to that, I believe, is no. When I started on my photography journey, officially actually tried to learn more than just running program mode on my camera, then I started looking for magazines, and then I found YouTube had tutorials, and I started watching those tutorials. And for a beginner getting into photography, there is a lot of good information on YouTube, and there's a lot of bad information or poorly presented. It probably is still good information, but sometimes it's poorly presented. But all in all, there is this enormous wealth of information on YouTube available at your fingertips. And you can get lost going down the rabbit hole of research easily on YouTube. It's not hard to do at all. I did that for a while, and I picked up a lot of information and actually had a lot of success with that. But then I got to thinking about making a channel and how producing regular content would drive me to push my skill set, if that makes sense, or the regular activity would improve my skill level, whatever the wording is for that. And I thought about it. I literally thought about it for a couple of years. And then it kind of went to the back burner while I was doing some stuff with my other business. But then when I broke my foot in 2017, it kind of gave me that aha moment. Now's my chance, And I started thinking about it more and more while I was laying on the couch recovering with a broken foot. And well, once I got to where I was ambulatory again, I decided to start the channel. And I thought, I'll just do this and we'll see how this goes. And I wanted to start sharing my photos online to try and build the whole audience thing and to get, you want that dopamine hit from the likes on your Instagram photos. And so I started uploading regular videos and start basically trying to mix the content, a little bit of out shooting photos or maybe a tutorial where I do like a how to do this or that kind of tutorial, and a lens review and that. And after about a year or so, maybe 2 years in, somewhere in there, I started paying attention to the analytics instead of just making the videos. And I noticed right away, like, lens reviews get all the views on my channel. So I understood quickly that if you wanted to monetize your content, I see why there are gear reviewers, because it gets a lot of traction on YouTube. It just does. And that's the reality of it. People want to see these equipment reviews. I guess they're researching their purchase or whatever, or trying to validate their decision. But people will watch reviews for lenses 20 or 30 times more than they'll watch on a video about me shooting photos in Chattanooga. They just do. I went down the road of equipment review for a while, and I realized I just didn't enjoy it that much. It just wasn't as fun to me as getting out and taking photos. I'm just going to start uploading more content that I like, and I would do the 50-50 rule. Do a lens review and then a video about something I like, and then another review and then something that way it's a little more balanced, and I get the views, because you got to have monetization, you have to have a couple of different things, a couple little benchmarks, and one of them is you got to have enough minutes viewed per year It's in a rolling. It's like 240,000 view minutes on your channel in a rolling year, or they cut off monetization. Of course, and you also have to have the 1,000 subscriber threshold. Both of those aren't really a big problem now, but when I just had crossed that 1,000 subscriber threshold and didn't want to lose monetization, because, you know, it's kind of nice to get that $20, $30 check whenever it comes, you know. It's still a little something. It's kind of that boost to morale that you enjoy. But to get those thresholds, I was driven to make content that got views. And, you know, YouTube is designing the algorithm to do that on purpose because they want the monetization as well, because they're just giving you a little cut of the monetization. They're getting the bulk of the advertising content because they're negotiating the deals with the advertiser. They're building the software. They're tracking all of the data. They're doing all of this behind the scene work that goes into monetizing a video, you know, and we're just making the actual content and uploading it to their site. They're doing a lot of other things. You know, they're doing all the compliance, and they have a big job. So I see why they get the lion's share of the advertising money. But aside from that, the software is designed to motivate you to make content that gets views. And if you're not very careful, it'll make you make content to get views that you don't enjoy doing. Well, since I have a photography channel, I realized that I was trying to do photography on all genres, and no one can really shoot all genres well. It's just not a thing. No one can really do it. So I started like figuring out what kind of photography I really enjoy shooting. And I found out, you know, I like some nature photography, and I like some macro, and I like street photography. I like to shoot photos of waterfalls and do motion blur on water in the nature kind of thing. And I like to shoot wildlife a little bit, but I'm not one of those guys who's willing to put on camo and build a blind and go sit for days on end in a location waiting on a certain bird to land in an area so I can shoot it with my 600mm f4 lens. That's not me. It's fine if that is you. It's perfectly fine because it's to each his own. It's just not me. And because of that, I've started paring down my equipment collection that I have amassed over the few years I've been doing this. And I've been taking that money that I've been generating from selling off gear, and I've been getting different gear that does kind of suit the photography I like to do. I found that I'm still doing gear reviews on this equipment. Since I sold off the old equipment that I've already reviewed, I've bought new equipment, and I'm looking to make reviews on it. Doesn't really fix the main problem, which is YouTube isn't helping my photography grow. What did help my photography grow was figuring out uploading 2 videos a week regularly, and I did it for a couple of years with 3 videos a week in the month of May of this year, 2020. So I backed off my content creation, and what that allowed me to do was, well, I got to back up a little bit. When I shoot 2 videos a week, it takes me basically all of my free time during that week, pretty much, to shoot, edit, and upload those 2 videos. It's pretty much guaranteed it's going to take me all week long to create those 2 videos. It just does. I'm just that slow. It's one-man band kind of thing, and when I have to plan it and then go to location, get all the gear out, shoot all the content, come back, upload it all to the computer, do all of the edits to the photos and the video, and then upload it to YouTube, and then do the final. There's some stuff you have to do behind the scenes before the video even goes live. There's some, like all that data gets filled in. You got to do all that and set it all up on the backside and schedule it for when it goes live. Once you get all that done, I can do about 2 of them a week, and that's all I really do in my free time. I have some projects I've been wanting to work on, and I just can't get to them. There's just no time for it. So I decided backing it off to 1 video a week gives me a little more free time to just go shoot. where I'm not encumbered with all the video gear to do content creation. And I can just take my camera and my lens and a couple of batteries, and I can just strike out and take photos. And that has helped my photography more than anything. It's really incredible. You can get sucked into the YouTube nightmare of content creation so quickly and not even realize it until you're burned out on it, and then you just quit and shut down your channel, that you don't even see it coming. It's impressive how good they do their job. So you gotta, if you want to do a channel, it's like they say, if you never want to have, or if you never want to drive hot rod cars again, open a speed shop. You know, that's what they say. You know, if you want to quit shooting guns recreationally, open a shooting range. That'll be the end of your shooting guns recreationally, because you see it all day long for work. You don't want to fool with it after work anymore. And it's the same way with anything. So if you start a channel about photography, expect that you're not going to be interested in doing a lot of photography in your free time, because you spend all of your YouTube time doing photography. And I got to do the shout out thing to Ulysses Aoki. His channel will be right up here. He is the second guy I've seen talking about this, and he even mentions Sean Tucker in his video. And it made me realize that I'm not alone, that this is a common thread problem in the YouTube photography community. You know, you don't really see this problem in other genres. If you have a channel about riding four-wheelers on trails, you strap the GoPro to the four-wheeler and off you go. Yeah, you do have the content creation side afterwards, but you still get to go four-wheeling. You're not sacrificing the hobby for the channel like you do with photography. With photography, it turns into, it's more about the content creation than about photography. For some reason, it doesn't go the same. And it, like I said, it winds up, you typically end up like poor Tony and Chelsea Northrup, who are their equipment reviewers. And they don't seem to mind it. And I think they do get a chance to get out and shoot some photography occasionally. But now that they've, you know, busted 1 million subscribers, it's become a big thing for them, to the point that you don't see them just out shooting for pleasure. You know, they shoot wildlife. You see, they love to shoot like ospreys and stuff like that. But what you see them doing is you see them reviewing cameras, lenses, and camera bags and such, and software, and you know, they've become equipment reviewers by default, because that's what gets the views. And you know, it's sad, but it's the truth. Without the views, the channel's worthless. And if that's what it takes to get the views, that's what you got to do to get them. That's honestly why I think Peter McKinnon, once he hit that 1 million subscriber threshold, he realized you can only do a specific subject so long before your viewers get tired of seeing it. So he started diversifying his channel, and he started adding content where he's riding snowmobiles and going on, you know, out to the lake and swimming, and he did a video with the camera underwater, and you know, he started diversifying his content, because he's trying to make the channel about him and his exploits and not about him and his photography. And it makes sense to me. Once I saw it, it made perfect sense. And so there's going to be some of that happening with mine. I just crossed the 2,500 subscriber mark today. Thank you guys. That is awesome. But with 2,500, I'm going to do what Peter did at 1 million. And that's, I'm going to start diversifying my content a little bit and sharing some videos of things that I do other than photography. Because I do other stuff, not much, but other stuff. And I'm going to share that with you guys and start just kind of expanding the channel a little. There'll still be plenty of photography content, because I really love to do photography. But yeah, you know, there'll be stuff about where we go on trips and things. And you get it. But I appreciate you guys watching. And if you if you have thoughts about this and about the whole YouTube space, if you're a YouTuber, leave your thoughts down below. What do you think about this whole, how YouTube manipulates the creators as well as the viewers with the algorithm to promote the creators to create contents that gets views and the viewers to watch those videos? You know, and it's a brutal algorithm. You know, if your video doesn't get so much traction within like the first day or two, it goes to the YouTube graveyard, and they just dump it. It's really interesting. But like I said, if you've got thoughts on it, leave them below. I'd really like to hear what you have to say. And until YouTube does change the way things go, get your camera out and go take a picture with it, all right? We'll see you later. Bye-bye.